What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sade, and we're continuing through this greatest hits compilation of Sade's material. Thank you again to Sofia. And the next tune I've chosen to react to, meaning for the last year or so as I've been going through these, I've been jumping around a bit, and the one I've chosen to react to is the last one in the playlist, and that's Pearls. Because I was thinking it's a really interesting concept to build a song around. The idea of a pearl, like strictly speaking, I think it's calcium carbonate. But yeah, mollusks with pressure and time, and often from like fossilized versions of them, they create this crystalline object which has luster and or visually alluring qualities, and thus they are valued and have been valued by humans going back many generations. Fair to say most of the pearls we have in circulation now are not what they call natural pearls, meaning they come from like pearl farms where I think it's oysters, and I think there's like another type of mollusk. They're like used to make them specifically. They're like commercial production. But yes, there are natural pearls. They are much more rare and prized and valued for that very reason. But yeah, the idea of like a lot of time and pressure going into making something beautiful, a lot of, what's the right word, like value being conferred onto something which is not easily made or isn't found all that commonly. I feel like that's all good metaphorical ground to build a song around. And again, given that Sade's songs seem to be very much about like, you know, relationships or like emotions in the romantic realm, it feels like this is prime material for songwriting. So it might not be about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Let's give it a listen. This is Sade and her/their song, Pearls.
There is a woman in Somalia scraping for pearls on the roadside. There's a force stronger than nature, keeps her will alive. This is how she's dying. She's dying to survive. Don't know what she's made of. I would like to be that brave. She cries to the heaven above. There's a stone in my heart. She lives a she didn't choose. It hurts like brand new shoes. Hurts like brand new shoes. There is a woman in Somalia. The sun gives her no mercy. The same sky we lay under burns her to the bone. Long as afternoon shadows, it's gonna take her to get home. Each grain carefully wrapped up, pearls for her little girl.
what just happened? Okay, first of all, that is very sonically distinct from a lot of their slash her other songs. Now, vocally, it's what I've come to expect from her. But yes, this ambient classical type of arrangement has not been a mainstay of her songs up to this point on this greatest hits compilation. They've been like nighttime soulful, like tunes that in some cases have like a danceable rhythm, but yeah, there's a bit of mystery, and it just more like soul pop kind of tracks. And this is something else. I mean, it is soulful, I guess it's fair to say, but yeah, it's got this deep emotional ambience, and lyrically it feels notably distinct from just about everything I've heard from her slash them so far. And yeah, like there's this woman in Somalia, and it's like it seems to be referring to pearls both literally and metaphorically, like as a commodity, as currency, as something beautiful for her daughter, but also as something like, a stone inside her, which, pressure and time and difficulty. So yeah, it sounds like she's eking out a very meager living, and, having to try to like scavenge the pearls that she can, and using them to get by, but she's exposed to the elements, and she's daily sunlight, and it's kind of weathering her, and she's crying. She didn't choose this life. She didn't choose to be born in the socioeconomic situation that she's in, and she's kind of crying out to the heavens, and wondering why does it have to be this way. So it feels like, again, the concept of a pearl is being used both literally and visually and economically, but also conceptually and metaphorically, and kind of the tragedy, but the deeply personal humanity of this woman and her life and her child, and the difficulty and the inescapability of her situation. It's all very powerful, and it sounds like Sade, or the narrator, wishes she could be there, that she could do something, but all it seems like she can do is just kind of describe this and say, like, is this just, or, isn't this a tragedy? So, yeah, like moving. I mean, the violin work, that really struck me, because I didn't expect it sonically, and it was really well crafted. It came in at just the right moments. And then, right near the end, there was a bit of that like soulful, almost blues style guitar, just a touch. It wasn't, it wasn't like a major sonic element, but just a touch at the end. Incredible, moving, very beautiful, of course, in the vocals. Yeah, I'm really curious what people have to say about this one. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.